Endless Inside is a horror game which was released on Steam December 22nd, 2017 that was developed by Heavenly Roads. The game features never before seen completely original concept. Just kidding, it's a Sister Location ripoff. For $7.99 on Steam, which is almost twice as much as the first game costs. After hearing about this game from a FNAF Fangames iceberg, I just couldn't help myself. I had to see what was going on with this game. Not only is this, to my knowledge, the first Five Nights at Freddy's fan game to ever be sold, but it also has mixed reviews. So I paid the $7.99 entry fee and launched the game, and let me tell you, I had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into.
I'm done, guys. I'm done. I'm freaking done.
I just want to say this now. If you were thinking about maybe purchasing this game for yourself, please don't. I'm begging you. Please. Not only does this game cost actual money when there are hundreds of highly polished fan games to download for free, but it also might just be the most rage I've ever experienced while playing a game. And that's coming from someone who completed Halo 2 on Lasso. This is seriously the most pain I've ever felt playing a video game, which was pretty surprising to me because the game isn't poorly made. It does have some redeeming qualities like the music, graphics, and overall style, and had a lot of potential to be a cool game, but I just cannot look past the gameplay. In particular, this one section which almost broke me. Really quickly before we look at the game though guys, I just want to say thank you so much for 40,000 subscribers. Now you guys may not know this yet, but I have actually been making Five Nights at Freddy's videos since the release of FNAF 2 when I was only 10 years old. I have always had dreams of becoming a YouTuber, and just by watching my videos or even commenting and subscribing, you guys are seriously helping my dreams come true, so thank you so much. Anyways, let's get into the game. Now, upon launching the game, it actually doesn't seem all too bad. It's got a pretty cool menu with some nice music, and after pressing play, we are immediately taken to a screen detailing the premise of the story. Losmond University, closed since 1985. Abandoned place due to strange activity inside and disappeared material. The auditorium area is still open sometimes for social events. The rest of the building is closed without electricity. A few days ago was found leaked information about strange sounds under the floors. You're Matt Grayman, main janitor of the auditorium, who must come tonight to fix the light and gas systems. Do you accept this task? After pressing yes, we are taken to phase 1 titled Strange Activity, and this stage is pretty cool. We need to explore the open environment for a little bit. And let me just say right now, even though this is completely ripped off from Sister Location, these environments do look great. This game and Baby's Nightmare Circus are probably the only two fan games I've seen that are almost able to emulate Scott's style exactly. Anyways, we walk around for a little bit until we stumble into this room where we are told a code by a strange voice. And yeah, this voice is obviously inspired by Sister Location. Anyways, after going back to the room we started in and going through this door, we find a computer, where we are able to enter our newly found code, unlocking the security door. We can then go through the security room, which opens a new section of the building. Here we are told to get a flashlight to enter this room, which will come up later. If we go to the right, we are taken to the exit of the building, but are told we cannot leave. If we go to the left, however, this kicks off phase 2, Damaged Systems. This phase is simple in concept, but also very confusing. Let me explain. We are told by this tip right here that we need both of these numbers to match up. We can alter the numbers by moving the switches in various orders. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I still really don't understand how this section works. I seriously sat here for 30 minutes just mashing them until I eventually got it right. And oh yeah, you have to do this 3 times. Luckily though, there's no real danger in this section, so you have as much time as you need and 0 chance of dying. The problem with this though is that it's not scary at all and was just more frustrating than anything. But I'll just chalk this up to me being dumb or something, and I'll just let this part slide because it gets a lot worse. After that, we do a few more extremely simple tasks like pressing this button once the number reads 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pressing these 4 buttons in the right order. This gives us a password to enter into the computer from the start, and after typing it in and exiting the room, phase 3 begins, Little Wooden's hideout. And this is where the rage begins. The phase actually starts off great with this cool section where you enter this room and are told by the voice to turn the lights off. We then see a cool animation of an animatronic running across the glass before banging on the door. I like the tension this part built, and it's a cool way of introducing us to the animatronic we will be facing. But after this, things get bad. After picking up this flashlight and using it to enter the room we couldn't earlier, we turn our flashlight on to reveal we are in a classroom. Our goal is to go down this hole, which kicks off the real challenge of phase 3. And now I'm just gonna try to explain to you guys how awful this section of the game was. The only tip we get is this: focus the light to woodens and then move fast the mouse to destroy them. Yeah, the tip isn't even written in proper grammar, so we're already off to a great start. In this section, we are in a, I have no idea what I'm looking at, honestly. There's like these wires or something. I don't know, it just looks awful, I'm sorry. But we can move left to right with the arrow keys, as well as move our flashlight around with the mouse. These little wooden things come down from the ceiling and are indicated with this laughing sound. And by the way, this is the only sound effect used, so get used to it. It is absolutely spammed, and this is what broke me. Imagine hours of attempting this section and hearing this over and over again. This has to be the most mind-numbing gaming experience I've ever had. Actually, I don't even know if I would consider this a game. This is just torture. Sorry, what I was saying was, if you flash these guys, they'll go up. But if you don't flash them in time, they will fall to the bottom of the screen. And if you let enough of them reach the bottom of the screen, you die. Seems straightforward enough, right? So I sat here for almost an hour doing this and I just couldn't win. Until I eventually had enough and just checked for a Steam guide. And lo and behold, this absolutely goated man wrote one for the game. It was here that I found out we needed to wiggle the mouse to make the woodens disappear, and once we got 8 to disappear, we would win. What? It did not say this anywhere in the tip section. How in the world was I supposed to know this? And this wasn't just a me thing. Many YouTubers, including Dako, were raging at this part. Ah!
Oh dear. Oh, screw off, game, man. Frick off. I'm done, guys. I'm done. I'm freaking done. So done with this.
Even after learning what I was supposed to do, this section was still difficult and took me so long to complete, but I eventually did it. After finishing phase 3, we get a brief cutscene where one of the woodens talks to us, and then phase 4 kicks off. And I actually think this phase has some cool and scary gameplay elements, but there are a few fatal issues that completely ruined it for me. In this phase, there are 2 sections, the upper area and the lower area. We must stay in the upper area to move the ballerina to the right side of the screen, as if it reaches the left, we die. However, there are a few things trying to prevent us. Every time we hear footsteps, we must look down and flash these wooden figures, which can be hidden in multiple areas. Later on in the phase, a few more things are introduced to distract us, such as these woodens that come down from the ceiling, and to avoid these guys you need to just quickly move down to the lower area of the screen. And I'm almost certain that these guys are bugged, because sometimes they will literally give you milliseconds to react before jump scaring you.
You gave me a millisecond to press my key!
There are also these woodens that will run towards you sometimes when moving from the bottom screen to the top, which you will again have to avoid by moving back down. Unlike the woodens from the ceiling, I actually like the addition of these guys. They are a lot more fair and easier to dodge, and actually made me jump a few times during this section. There's also the animatronic head on the bottom screen, which later in the phase will sometimes open its eyes. Take too long to move back up and you will be jump scared. Even on my most optimized runs, there were just too many woodens at the bottom of the screen that I wouldn't be able to keep the ballerina away from the left side. This section just felt completely unbalanced and super RNG based. This is why I couldn't do this section. On its own, it wouldn't be too bad, but coupled with the fact that this phase of the game is literally 6 minutes long, I just couldn't do it. I tried over and over and over, but it was just too hard. Even Dako couldn't beat it and ended up skipping it. I have no idea how he was able to skip it though, so this is where my run ended. And that was honestly fine with me. I looked up the endings on YouTube and there's not really much else to the game. Now, to the developer's credit, the game does state that it is inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's, but at the same time, it's hard to tell where the line can be drawn between a fan game and being sold as its own IP. Let me know what you guys think. Should the game be able to stay up on Steam, or do you think Scott has the right to have it removed? Anyways, thank you so much for watching if you made it this far, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.